To our top story this afternoon, the hearing of Mehul Choksi's deportation case in Dominican court will resume at 6:30 p.m. this evening, according to evening time. This after the arguments in the case concluded yesterday. During this hearing, the Indian government argued that Choksi is still an Indian citizen and should be deported to India. India has also argued that his passport is not officiated and that he is wanted criminal since Jan 2018. But what came as a setback to Choksi, the Dominican government also argued in favor of his deportation to India, saying that his plea should be dismissed. There was a high courtroom drama as Choksi appeared through the Zoom app from the hospital, claiming he is feeling unsafe in Dominica and is ready to pay for his return to Antigua. Over to my colleague now, Akshita Nandagopal. She looks at the details we have on the Indian officials who are currently in Dominica to bring Mehul Choksi back.
So India sent across a whole team to Dominica in a jet. And let's get you all the details you need to know about the Indian contingent in Dominica. There is a Bombardier Global Express business jet that's currently stationed in Dominica. And it flew an 8-member Indian team to Dominica. You had CBI officer Sharda Raut, who's been identified as the team leader. She's been assigned the task particularly of bringing Mehul Choksi back. So she, along with the CBI official, are currently in Dominica. Besides that, you had also 2 representatives from the Ministry of External Affairs present there as well to deal with any issues that come up with extradition or deportation. Then you have also intel officials who are present there. So you see a whole battery of officials present in Dominica. Currently, all of them flew down in this jet. CRPF officers, 2 of them also went to Dominica to ensure security arrangements as well. So it is this jet that's currently stationed in Dominica. The hope is that authorities will be able to win this legal case and then Mehul Choksi is brought back in this jet back to India.
At the heart of the Mehul Choksi saga is a mystery jet that took off from New Delhi and landed in Dominica last week. My colleague Pooja Shali gets you all that you need to know about it.
I want to bring you a more interesting angle to this story, and that is about the Bombardier jet that is involved. Because remember, there is this mystery jet that took off from New Delhi on 28th May and landed at Dominica's Douglas Charles Airport last week. And now at the center of this whole scenario is this Bombardier Global 5000 jet. It is operated by Qatar Executive, the ultra long range class jet, which offers one of the most spacious cabins, is a huge jet among the super large business jets and can board at least 13 passengers, and you have this exclusive image from inside. But what we found out when we explored was this historical flight radar data of the jet puts the plane in close proximity of some key historical events that recently took place. So it's not just about one trip to Dominica, and we get you all the latest. First, in Maldives, when former president had in fact been impacted by a blast on 8th May, 2 days after that, this flight again was making a visit to Maldives. After that, it was in Kathmandu on 11th May, just a day after PM Oli was in fact facing the government outage. In Moscow then on 12th and 13th May, after the UN chief's trip, again the same jet was used. In Geneva on 24th May for the US-Pakistan National Security Advisor meet, the same jet was used. On 24th May and 1st June, that's the final radar data we have, was for the World Health Assembly. So basically trying to tell you about how this Bombardier jet has been used in some very crucial, significant historical events as well.
Setback coming in for fugitive Mehul Choksi in the illegal entry into Dominica case as the court has denied him bail. Choksi is now likely to file an appeal before the Dominican High Court against the cancellation of his bail by magistrate court. He appeared before the magistrate yesterday on a wheelchair and a blue t-shirt and black shorts to answer charges of his illegal entry into the Caribbean island. Choksi in court pleaded not guilty to the charges. His lawyer argued that he is ill and should be granted bail, but the magistrate refused to give him any relief. Choksi remains in custody in a hospital in a heavy police security. The next hearing on the matter is going to be taking place on 14th of June. Choksi's lawyer alleged that he was kidnapped from Jolly Harbour in Antigua and brought to Dominica in a boat. Choksi's lawyer earlier claimed that a mystery woman lured and honey-trapped Mehul Choksi and brought him to Dominica.
The courtroom in Roseau, Dominica, the Mehul Choksi matter came at the Magistrates Court in Roseau. He has been charged for illegally entering into Dominica somewhere around the 23rd or thereabout of May in 2021. The charge was read to him. He pleaded not guilty. The defense that is objected to bail, DPP acting Shema Dayarampal objected to bail, and then with his leader Tony stated the reasons why bail should be granted. There was a back and forth as to the reasons why, and then the Chief Magistrate Kandiakarat judge said, given the severity of the matter and the probability that he did not come to court, she has taken the decision not to grant bail, and the matter is now set for the 14th of June in 2021.
India Today has spoken to Choksi's wife, Preeti Choksi. She claims that her husband was abducted from Antigua and is questioned why Choksi was tortured and abused. Here's Preeti Choksi in a conversation with Rahul Kamal.
Antiguan Prime Minister came on record with India Today to say that Barbara Jabarika, this lady who travelled with Mehul Choksi to Dominica, was his girlfriend. What are you making of the Antiguan Prime Minister's claims that your husband Mehul Choksi actually willingly accompanied Barbara?
As the entire family, we are deeply anguished by the comments of the Antiguan Prime Minister. First of all, there is a police investigation on, and I believe he should have waited for the facts to come out before making these kind of comments. If that lady went supposedly to Dominica, where is she? Where is the Dominican police report on her? When they found my husband in Dominica, he was put into from this boat into a boat of another police vessel, and he told them who he was, that he is an Antiguan, and that he has been kidnapped. Where is the kidnapping report of my husband, which is a crime? It is an international crime, kidnapping. So my question is, where is this boat today? Where is the crew? And where is Barbara?
The Indian government at this time is very hopeful that they'll be able to get Mehul Choksi back. In some senses, your husband, ma'am, has become a showcase for the government's efforts to go after economic offenders. Are you a worried woman at this time that your husband's fate quite literally hangs by a thread depending on what happens in this court in Dominica?
I would say that if this is how you showcase, or anyone wishes to showcase an economic offender by torturing them, threatening to kill them, giving them electrical shocks, it is incredible that any business person feels safe in India. My husband was a businessman. He never had an NPA until this whole saga of PNB started, alleged saga. There was never an NPA in the company. And yet, everything is like he is the biggest terrorist or murderer on earth. I would request Interpol and all the world bodies, human rights bodies, and everyone to understand that this is a kidnapping that went wrong, and it should not be allowed to become a hostage situation. My husband is a citizen of Antigua and Barbuda, and it is the duty of Antigua and Barbuda to look after their citizens. They must take him back.
There seems to be no clear answer to the mystery surrounding Mehul Choksi's trip to Dominica. At the center of this mystery is one woman. The Antiguan Prime Minister claimed that this woman is Mehul Choksi's girlfriend, who he took on a romantic getaway. Choksi's lawyer alleges that the woman was a part of an elaborate conspiracy to abduct him and take him out of Antigua. Who is this woman, though? Take a look.
The suspected mystery woman in the Mehul Choksi case. The woman who's alleged to have befriended him, and then according to the fugitive diamante, Mehul Choksi's lawyer played a key role in his going missing from the upscale Jolly Beach front at Antigua. Antigua's Prime Minister Gaston Brown went on record to say Mehul Choksi went out for dinner and a good time with his girlfriend.
Mehul Choksi may have made a mistake to travel to Dominica. The information that we're getting now is that he may have taken his girlfriend to Dominica, probably to dinner to have a good time and so on, and got caught.
The Antigua police chief insists there was no abduction or violence on the island.
No information or any indication from Antigua that he was forcefully removed. So we have no information, we have no evidence that he was forcefully removed from Antigua.
However, Choksi's wife, Preeti Choksi, told journalists in Antigua that the mystery woman first befriended the chef and then started going out for walks with her husband, a fact echoed by the family lawyer.
महिला थी जो उनके पड़ोस में आके रहती थी और फिर उन्होंने शिफ्ट कर लिया था, तो उनकी फैमिली में भी आना जाना था। इवनिंग में वॉक पे मिल जाते थे दोनों आपस में।
According to information provided by the family, the mystery woman introduced herself as a property and investment consultant who had studied at the London School of Economics. She and Choksi started going out for evening walks regularly. Usually, according to the family, they went for a walk on the north side of the beach with CCTV cameras outside houses. But the day he went missing, they were apparently walking on the north side of the beach with no CCTV cameras. The family claims no CCTV camera footage of any violence or abduction was recovered. The mystery woman is believed to have rented a property close to Choksi in August 2020, but has not been spotted since the day he disappeared.
वो लेडी पहले शिफ्ट हुई थी और जो पूरा पता चल रहा है कि वो भी इस ऑपरेशन का हिस्सा थी। तो इनको ट्रैप करने के लिए वो लेडी को सीड किया गया था।
Choksi's lawyers also allege that Indian-sounding voices were heard from a house around the time that Choksi disappeared, but have not elaborated who heard these voices. With Munish Pandey and Geeta Mohan, Bureau Report, India Today.
In Karnataka's Chikkamangaluru, a 50-year-old doctor was grievously injured after he was assaulted by 4 men in district's Tarikere town on 31st of May. Dr. Deepak, a pediatrician, was attacked by the relatives of a boy who had died of dengue on 29th of May. The child, who has developed complications during the treatment, had to be shifted to a hospital in the state's Shivamogga district, where he succumbed to the illness. Upset by the kid's death, the accused returned to town and attacked the 50-year-old doctor, blaming him for the child's death. The injured doctor is currently being treated in Shivamogga, while all the 4 accused have been arrested by the cops. Infuriated by the incidents, many doctors in the state have come out and condemned this attack.
Really horrible situation, and it has made everyone pathetic and fearful situation in among the doctors of entire country. So if this same thing continues, then definitely the relationship between the patient and the doctor is going to be worse and worse, and worse situation is going to come.
We strongly condemn such assaults on doctors, and we have been demanding for a central law to prevent such attacks, but nothing has been implemented till now from the central government.
At a time when the country is facing its worst ever health crisis due to COVID's second wave wreaking havoc, ambulance cartel is booming at this time of crisis. After Delhi, India Today investigation has exposed ambulance sharks in Rajasthan exploiting high prices for their service. Here's more.
Taken for a ride.
वेंटिलेटर मिल जाएगी, कितना है उसका? उसका 40।
That's how several ambulance operators overcharged in and around Delhi for transporting COVID patients when the second wave surged last month.
India Today's special undercover investigation has revealed that right outside several big hospitals in state capital Jaipur, several ambulance operators have been trying to extort money, asking for exorbitant fares for small distances. Even as Rajasthan's Ashok Gehlot-led government has claimed to have regulated fares, clearly several of these operators have been taking undue advantage out of misery of those people wanting to take their COVID patients to hospitals or take dead bodies away.
This in brazen violation of government caps that fix 500 rupees for the first 10 kilometers and then 15 rupees for every extra kilometer in a round trip. Outside the state's biggest government-run COVID facility, the Rajasthan University Health Sciences in Jaipur, an ambulance operator demanded 4,500 rupees for taking a COVID body to Bassi, barely 30 kilometers away. A distance for which the fare should be not more than 1,500 rupees, including charges for protective gear and sanitization, as per existing regulations.
क्या लगा 4500 रुपये 4500 रुपये कोविड की बॉडी हाँ कोविड की बॉडी यहाँ से मुश्किल से 25-30 किलोमीटर दूर है। हम परेशान है अभी और आप इस तरह से बात कर रहे हो। शमशान में भी जाना पड़ता है ना, शमशान में जाएगी वो बॉडी, किलोमीटर के हिसाब से नहीं जाती बॉस। यहाँ पे इतनी सी दूरी में किलोमीटर जाती है 1500 किलोमीटर।
Ambulance service providers outside the RUHC operate like a cartel. No competitive offers are entertained here.
बस्सी क्या लेंगे? नहीं बस्सी के अंदर 1800 क्या बोल रहे हो? आपको नहीं बोल रहा, नहीं तो उससे क्यों लड़ रहे हो आप? तो तुम उसको धमका क्यों रहे थे? वो हमारा देखो हमारा, हम हमारी आपस की बात कर रहे हैं ना यार, इसमें आप क्यों टॉर्चर कर रहे हो? हम कुछ भी करें, हम उसको गलत थोड़ी बोल दिया।
On the ground, charges for ambulance services are arbitrary. When inquired about patient transportation within 2 kilometers, an operator demanded 2,000 rupees with oxygen on board and 1,300 rupees without oxygen.
कौन सा हॉस्पिटल है सर ये?
राजस्थान हॉस्पिटल।
मालवीय नगर से कौन से सेक्टर से?
मालवीय नगर ये केलगिरी रोड है ना, उसके पास मुश्किल से 2-2.5 किलोमीटर की दूरी होगी यहाँ। हाँ मतलब जैसे अगर कोविड का पेशेंट है तो पॉजिटिव है, पॉजिटिव है दुर्भाग्य होगा। हाँ तो किट तो पहनेगा ड्राइवर भी, और जो साथ में आएंगे उनको भी पहनना पड़ेगा। अच्छा 2000 बता रहा है कितना? 2000 रुपये मुश्किल से 2 किलोमीटर की दूरी है। ऑक्सीजन ही मिल रहा सर, ऑक्सीजन में अरेंज कर लूँगा, ऑक्सीजन का मत करो आप। हाँ आप कर लो। क्या लेगा? 1300 रुपये लूँगा। 1300 रुपये पर एम्बुलेंस में ऑक्सीजन नहीं है और 1300 रुपये फिर भी कह रहे हो आप। गवर्नमेंट की तरफ से तो 500 रुपये फिक्स है 10 किलोमीटर का। गवर्नमेंट की बुला लो ना, आप ही चलोगे।
The state government, however, insists it acts swiftly on complaints of price gouging.
के खिलाफ कार्रवाई हो रही है, कोई भी सूचना देता है तो मैं तो कह रहा हूँ फोन करेगा तो घर पहुंच रही है एम्बुलेंस, मना ही नहीं करे। प्राइवेट वालों को भी हमने अधिकृत कर लिया, हम तो किसी ओपन है। अभी एक परिवहन विभाग के इंस्पेक्टर तक को हटाया, सस्पेंड किया है। क्यों किया? इसीलिए किया है 24 घंटे कंट्रोल रूम बना दिए और सब जगह फ्री सेवा है, एम्बुलेंस फ्री में हम उपलब्ध कराएं।
Complaints about sky-high prices for ambulances in Rajasthan appear to be mounting. This young man complains that he paid 3 times the government-fixed ambulance fare to transport his father to a Jaipur hospital.
मैं हॉस्पिटल में मैंने मेरे फादर उस टाइम 6,000 रुपये लिए हैं शादी पर शादी से कौन लाया मैं कितनी पूरा फ्लाइट में लाया था बहुत बता मैं उस टाइम दिमाग लगाया नहीं पिताजी को मैंने बताया शिफ्ट करो पहले वो अर्जेंट है ऐसा बात सोचा उस टाइम दिमाग में उस टाइम नहीं आता दिमाग में उस टाइम सिचुएशन
Another attendant shelled out 2,000 rupees to shift his patient barely 18 kilometers away.
सर 18 किलोमीटर के 2,000 रुपये लिए हैं बोले ऑक्सीजन महंगी मिल रही है ये हो रहा है वो हो रहा है अभी 2,000 से 1 रुपया भी कम नहीं लगेगा उन्होंने ये कहा मेरे को.
Another glaring outcome of enforcement deficit during the pandemic. With Dev Ankur Vadhavan in Jaipur, Bureau Report, India Today.